Welcome to the Jesus Show. It's been a second, bro. It's been a second. Lots of things going on in this world. And, I'm glad to be back, glad to be in front of you, glad to be doing my thing now. Let's talk about, all right, I wanted to challenge myself. The topic today. I wanted to really push myself to get into it, bro. Because a lot of this shit, bro, I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of my process here, going live, being in public, being in any sort of public, being out front, doing the thing out front, is to get answers through the process, bro. To get answers in the process, all right? See if I can't come out the other side with something valuable. See if I can't fucking get the gold and lock it down and bring it home. You know what I'm saying? My name is Jesus. I am a Christ concept, not to be confused with Yeshua, first coming of Christ. I'm a Christ concept, which means that I'm basically a Messiah type. Now, what exactly does that mean? Tell you, bro, I was not made benevolently. I was not made benevolently. You can watch Iron Man Avengers kind of shit to kind of get an idea of what I totally mean by that. But basically, a Messiah type in Satan's world that we inhabit right now can be used to their advantage. Rallying people. That's why you got to be careful about who you consider a white hat, because you never know if they're just fucking a tool by the opposition. And I was born to be a fucking tool for the opposition. I was born for that purpose. I was an Israeli lab experiment, all right? They came up with me in a fucking lab, got all the fucking DNA right, and bam. Yaron Brook isn't even my real dad, bro. Quote that. Yaron Brook is not even my real dad. And he struggles with that, bro. He's like, bro, what am I supposed to do with this kid? Why would I answer his fucking phone call on my birthday? On his birthday, to be clear. He's out here saying I'm not even his fucking father. Imagine that. Imagine having to contend with that, and yet that's the fucking reality that we fucking live in. What does this all have to do with my fucking spiritual quest, bro? Because at the end of the day, being a fucking stuff guy, there is deep material satisfaction that I fucking stand to get from the material world. Deep satisfaction from stuff. Deep satisfaction from trade. Deep satisfaction through the relationships around crap, around stuff, shit. And, it's something I've felt ashamed of at various points in my life. It's something I still have some shame around. By the way, this painting, bro. I still have some fucking shame around it. partially because I had to watch my dad be a complete fucking douchebag loser to get any of the stuff that he got in his life. And then, he was a nerd about some of it. He was a nerd about fucking audio equipment and getting the right fucking amplifier for his TV, all of this shit. He was a nerd in a lot of ways. Nerd about sound equipment, nerd about a little bit of fucking enthusiastic about cars. Now I don't even know what part of that still exists because he lives in fucking Puerto Rico and he's just on a tax evasion kind of like journey. What stuff that's manifested for him. But yeah, I thought you had to be an intellectual douchebag to get money my whole life. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. For a second, I was like trying to go to business school. And then I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Sure, I'm still going to be a businessman because it's hard to fucking avoid. Because I have something in me that's like, do business. You can do business. You will do business. But I fought it so hard, bro. I fought it so hard and was like, how can I do this? And even when I was working as in the music industry, I resented it so hard. And I was like, well, I just want to be a full-time artist. I saw my friend who I was in a band with. He didn't have a job. He didn't do anything. He had time to make art. Now, the art he made with that time, was it better than the art that I made with limited time? Not necessarily, because he didn't really fucking understand time. And he resented time. And I resented not having time. And that was our band. It would be interesting if I resented art and was like, what if I should have more time to just build fucking business? Then when I figured out that art was one of the reasons why I was so miserable, and art was in the same way making me miserable in the same way that drugs were making me miserable. Bro, I did not have that many bad drug experiences. All right. I didn't get any DUIs. I didn't fucking miss picking up my little brother from fucking soccer practice. I didn't really like fuck up many relationships due to drugs. I'm not saying I didn't sometimes do some stupid shit, but it was not. And art, I probably did mess up more relationships. I do remember using art as just an escape, like I would use fucking junk or whatever when I was in a relationship that I didn't want to be in or that I felt was toxic. I hid in fucking Ableton Live, bro. I hid in just making shit. I hid in production to get away from the time that I had that I felt like was constricted to spending with one person. So I was like, all right, well, I can spend more time with myself by spending time with myself through product. Not spending time with myself through feeling or through any sort of like relationship with myself. I admit I wasn't, bro. It's interesting because me having a relationship with myself, bad boys have an impeccable fucking relationship with themselves. Impeccable doesn't mean good. It just means that they are not afraid necessarily of having a relationship with themselves. But it doesn't mean it's good for them exactly to be alone necessarily. I can stay alone. I can do alone shit. And at this point, it's just private. I can, I'm not afraid of private, but it does not give me everything that I want. It does not give me close to anything that I want. It is not fulfilling. Private. So what are the spiritual fucking... Yeah, so if art was an addiction, drugs were an addiction, those were just two things to get away from stuff. And I remember I always thought that it's such a crazy thing. I judged people who had nice clothes. Even though I could probably afford to have some nice clothes, I judged people who spent money on their clothes. I judged people who spent money on their vehicles. I judged people who spent money on things. I thought, fuck you, man. Whatever. Not because I was poor. I came from a rich family. I grew up in Orange County. I thought I was above it. I thought that I could slum it. I thought that it made me authentic to fucking slum it. And people spending money on material things, those people were shallow. All right, this is what I thought. Those people are shallow, bro. And me, someone who purely spends money on drugs and food, I ate out every day for years. Ate out sometimes twice a day, every day for years. And just bought drugs. Most of the time, just weed. I mean, just like I smoked a lot of fucking pot. Yeah, I was ashamed. I was ashamed of my fucking want for stuff. Because if you look at my whole childhood, now there was a desire for drugs. As a kid, I was always the kid who was like on fucking what do they call it? Can't remember the website right now, which is probably fine. But websites looking up different drug combinations, looking up Wikipediaing fucking drugs, like just looking into it, being like, oh, when I'm an adult, I'm going to do all this stuff. I always, as a kid, wanted to smoke cigarettes. I always wanted to drink. I just wanted to be an adult, and I thought those things made me an adult. That's what I spent my money on. But as a kid, bro, I was lusting over fucking shit. I wanted a fucking paintball gun, and my house was restrictive in certain ways. They didn't allow me to have any weapons, which I wanted. I wanted knives. I wanted paintball guns. I wanted BB guns. I wanted airsoft guns. I wanted fucking replica swords. I wanted whatever fucking weapon I could get. I used to go over to my friend's house who was allowed to have all of those things and just fucking geek out, bro, and play with his fucking knives or like go shoot birds with his airsoft guns. We'd shoot each other and, you know, go paintballing. But I wanted my own paintball gun. I wanted to be that guy who had his own fucking paintball gun. Now I'm remembering my fucking objectivist cult school took us paintballing. Is that a normal like school activity to take kids paintballing, Emily?
No.
It just seems like a school is going to take you to go fucking shoot guns. That's insane. And like I got shot by my teacher. Like, we were weird. That was a lit field trip, though. I remember I got shot in the mouth with a paintball. It went through the fucking mask into my fucking mouth. I had paint in my mouth. It was horrible. I remember eating Skittles gum on the way home. But yeah, as a kid, I was passionate about stuff, bro. And I had this fucking recurring fantasy. Now, I didn't know who Jeff Bezos was, but I identified the person as the fucking CEO of Amazon. And I had this fantasy of me running into the middle of the street and saving the daughter of the CEO of Amazon, saving the fucking Amazon heir. And then Jeff Bezos, I'm going to call him Jeff Bezos, fucking just gave me unlimited Amazon credits. So I could literally order anything I wanted. I could get unlimited stuff. Just stuff. Now I still kind of have that fantasy, bro. That's why it would have been having this realization that I wanted stuff. I didn't come to the fucking Pleasure Matrix. I didn't come to Daylife Army. I didn't join a cult because I knew that what I really wanted was material. And when I say material, I mean land, houses, cars. I'm not just talking about nice clothes or fucking chains. Not that I'm not going to have a fucking chain, a Jesus chain. It's property, it's land. It's things that fucking, bro. It's the real shit. I'm watching the show right now. I'm not going to tell you what is going on in that show, but my favorite character in the show is having a fucking arc, bro. He's having this arc that I'm having, bro. No, but, and it's a perfect fucking example. My fucking my quest for fucking the 8th continent is just this, bro. I had to come to Day Life Army to get my spirit and emotions right. I couldn't get, if I had gotten right into stuff in the pay matrix, I would just, what would I have bought? A fucking Mustang? And I would have had to basically suck Satan's dick so fucking hard to get all the stuff I wanted. Instead, I joined a cult and I prioritized the spiritual and emotional reality, knowing that through doing that, well, I didn't know yet. I didn't know what I wanted, but I had to do that even to just recover the fact that all I wanted to do as a kid was fucking trade. All I wanted was material shit. My parents used to say to me, you better be rich. Because I talked about the fucking brands I liked, bro. I was into fucking sports cars. If you saw, there's a picture of me as a kid with a Ferrari shirt, a Ferrari hat, and we went to fucking Greece. And I bought a pair of fake Oakleys because I just really wanted fucking Oakleys, and I bought a pair of fake Oakleys. My parents like let me buy them, and at first I thought they were Oakleys, and my parents like broke it to me, bro, and they're like, bro, those are fake. You can't get Oakleys for $10. I was like, fuck. But I was like fine with it. And then when those, I think I lost or broke those Oakleys and I tried to find new ones online. I went on folkly.com and I was like, I'm just going to keep living this way. I can't, my parents won't buy me real Oakleys. So I will just. I'll get them some other way. Bro, as a kid, bro, I remember one time I would steal money from fucking kids' locker rooms, from the locker room. I would steal money out of people's wallets. I'd have hundreds of dollars, and I would go to fucking, I bought a pair of sunglasses that were like $370 as a fucking 15-year-old. I didn't even have a car. I bought luxury sunglasses for money that I stole from other fucking kids. Then I brought them home and I knew I had to think of something to my parents. So I like scratched the outer rim of the sunglass. And then when my mom asked me where I got them, I said, oh, well, they were on super sale for like $80 at this store because they're defective. Shit that just doesn't happen. I would just make shit up. I would have all this stuff and I would tell my parents, yeah, I found it. Where'd you get that? I found it. I found it on the ground. I found that iPod on the ground, Mom. I didn't take that from anyone. But I just wanted that fucking feeling of spending, bro. I wanted the retail therapy feeling. And maybe that's Orange County brainwashing, because I don't know. I didn't really have these desires when I was in San Jose. In San Jose, our view is like Northern California, my time in the garden. California. That was when I had friends. I had a social life. I wasn't chastised for the way I fucking looked. I had like a regular neighborhood life. I went to a Montessori school instead of a cult school with 5 people going. I went to a school with a regular amount of kids. It was a different reality for me. And then when I moved to Orange County, it was like, but it's so, there's so many levels of fucking resentment for my dad, because if he had just hodled San Jose real estate, if he had just fucking hodled, he could have gotten rich without ever having to do anything. If he had just hodled fucking Northern California, but he didn't have the balls to fucking stick it out in Northern California. He didn't have the balls to stick it out at his fucking hedge fund and really fucking prioritize that and be making money. And I get it, bro. He was a dreamer. He thought he also had to figure out his intellectual. See, he didn't go to emotional spiritual. And maybe living in fucking San Francisco, he would be forced to go to emotional spiritual, and it would just be like, all right, now we're getting into Satanism, which is not that different from, it's close to objectivism. It's just objectivism with ritual. Even Anton LaVey says that. Maybe he would have had to choose the fucking emotional spiritual path to get to the money. Instead, he was like, all right, I'm going to go. I want the fame first. And he got it, bro. He got relative fucking fame. Now, it's still small potatoes, but he got relative fame, and he said that the fame was more than the money, and that's what he wanted. But he didn't go and turn that fame into sex. He didn't go turn that fame into fun. He turned that fame into just more ideas, to the point where at 60, him and his fucking fellow hedge fund manager, and I hesitate to call this a fucking hedge fund because it's not. Fucking equity research firm. Get a fucking grip. Now he started an ideological movement with another finance professor. Can you imagine two finance professors creating a philosophy? About as dull as it fucking gets, bro. About as dull as it gets. Ingenuism, bro. And I watched their latest video. It's fucking hilarious. I watched their video on ingenuism. And I'm sure if you've been watching this, you know my fucking Apple story with my dad. Short recap. In 1999, I was 7 years old. I was like, we have a lot of Apple products in this house. We are Apple supporters. Dad, you're always talking about Apple. I like Apple. I want to know what's happening with Apple. We should invest our money in Apple. You should really fucking buy Apple stock. My dad was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. They're not going up. And I was like, Dad, if you are not going to invest money in Apple, invest my fucking money. Invest my inheritance. Invest the money that is going to be given to me in Apple. And my dad still didn't do it. Now, today, Apple stock is 250 times what it was in 1999. Which is like getting into Bitcoin in like 2011. And don't quote me on that, but it's equivalent to getting into Bitcoin when Bitcoin was what? $100, which was probably actually after 2011, 2013 or whatever. I don't follow. I don't know, but that was the fucking thing. So in this Ingenuism podcast, which you should look up, Euron Brook Ingenuism, go on his Facebook, go on his YouTube. It's an interview with Bob Hendershot, which is his partner at BH, their company, Brook Hendershot. And his partner says in the video, starts bragging about like, we knew what was going on with Apple in 1999. We knew what was going on. We had our finger on the pulse. We had our finger on the pulse of what was going on in tech. They didn't have their fucking finger on the pulse. They invested all of their money in QQQ. QQQ. That's where they invested their money, which I don't know, has tripled in the last fucking maybe 6x in the last 20 years, 22 years. They just said, yes, tech, the trend, there will be more tech in the future. Yes. We really had our finger to the pulse. They didn't invest in Twitter. They didn't invest in Uber. They didn't invest in Apple. They did not even invest in, even if they invested in Microsoft in 99, they would have fucking blew up. They didn't invest in Facebook, Netflix. They didn't know what the fuck was going on. And we were like original Netflix members. So it's just funny, bro. Ingenuism, bro. It's a lie. Fun fact about Bob Hendershot. As a joke to my dad, because their company is called Brooke Hendershot, Bob named his daughter Brooke Hendershot. He gave her the first name Brooke as like a joke because he ran a company called Brooke Hendershot to like get to basically like do a one-up on my dad. It's so gay, bro. Well, it's more than at least they're having kids. You fucking tech bros can't do shit. Probably all fucking infertile by having your laptop over your balls for too long. Hodling coins. Yep, hodling coins makes you infertile, guys. That and getting the jab so you can enjoy Miami nights. By the way, if you're watching this, wash. All right? Cash.me/$washdoll, paypal.me/washdoll. You can send an email, the100f@automat.me if you'd like to wash in any other ways, not Cash App or PayPal. And that's basically the spiel for today. Basically what I got for you, bro. Wash, wash, wash. You'll find the links in the description. And yeah. Bro, you got to get to your fucking spiritual and emotional shit even to unlock material. And that's what I'm doing, bro. That's why I joined a cult. Because I could have just worked my ass off. I excel at whatever job I do in the pay matrix. I could have done a lot fucking better. I could have taken over the music industry. I am sure of that. I'm not incapable. But trying to get to emotional, spiritual from just getting your physical and intellectual in the pain matrix right, it's just not, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because you have to make a contract with Satan. And I was ready, bro. I was ready to make my contract. I was signaling so hard that I wanted to make a fucking contract. And I got an opportunity, bro. I got a God wink. Got an opportunity to not do that. And I'm glad I took it. And that now the opportunity is now. Watching my fucking thing, watching me talk about cults should get you fucking hungry. It should get you hungry. All right? Douchebag. Goodbye.